I'm going ghost. I'm ghosting.
Are you ghosting? Oh. Was that pick black? I can't remember what I said. I'll be honest with you. I think this is going to be such a tight map.
This is going to be interesting. The one thing that I have about Ghost game, or no, I think we switched up our predictions. If I'm being wrong here. You were going Ghost. I was going Black Mold. That's all right.
I think this is going to be such a close game that I think both teams deserve to win this, and it could go any number of ways, but we do have to kick it off here first. We talked about the pistol round stats, and now it's time to see them put this into action. Both of them equal stats. On the T side, Ghost Gaming, this is their chance to show us what they're made of, and it's Mads immediately one off the bat, going for more. It's a load of damage, actually finds 2 before she's taken down. And has she done enough time to buy Sunny P the space back onto site? Not quite. They are going to have to retake this, but Nopka with Ellie being taken down in mid has certainly bought them the advantage.
Bomb gets planted. Now retake is on. Sunny does have a kit and a nice headshot to boot. Second one as well. Easy peasy for Black Mold to clean this pistol round up. And I'm sad that we didn't see the dualies in action from Bungie quite yet.
We'll get to see them, I trust.
We'll see.
There's probably 3 maps and 3 CT pistols that we get to see tonight. So, you know, 1 down, 2 to go. They can't keep denying us of the dualies for that long. But yeah, it is going to be a nice immediate answer here. Black Mold, a team that a lot of the time they like to opt for putting these heavier weapons, especially in the likes of Bungie and Mads' hand, often opting to have a player with a lot less utility just to go for that face-up aggression. And Ghost Gaming, they forced into this as well. They got the bomb down, might as well, and this is a fearsome buy, and they can come in hot and spicy, catch Black Mold off guard. And they just run straight through the Molotov.
That's a nice flash. That's going to blind them, but Mira's still going to get that kill. Kelsey, a little bit of a labored spray, is able to find one before she's traded out. Some MAC-10s and the MP9s doing a lot of work this round, and Bungie looking to get very aggressive here, wanting to finish this round off and kind of overextending at that point. Sunny P was trying to set up a flash. Now she's in a very tight battle here with Mira. Chunky nade. Bomb gets planted.
This is a difficult one. Low HP. That HE was perfect, but unfortunately such a big task ahead and being run down from the side there. Really just needed another teammate to back her up, and that is a devastating round to lose for the economy here for Black Mold and Ghost Gaming. We talked about it. We wanted to see something fast, something to catch them off guard, and that is what they did. Too much time spent trying to throw this utility as opposed to just getting the gun out and taking the fight here. And Ghost Gaming, they were ahead of all of it, and now they are ahead of the financial game.
Resetting your opponent's money is always good. Ellie, nice nade. That's a lot of damage. They're already going quick into A main. Nice flash. And no one from Black Mold is here to answer. Mad's the closest one, but she's doing her own standoff here in mid. 50-50 in hand. It's just going to fall off that angle.
Yeah, they're heavily leaning over towards A right now. And actually a little bit of a switch up to what we usually see. Usually it's Mira who is going to be taking this mid control early. Actually, this time, she's part of the hunting pack over towards A, and Bungie takes them all off guard. There's a lovely little peek, and it goes completely without any sort of an answer. There's Mira. We talked about Mira through mid.
Oh yeah, Mira through mid. Mira through mid. She's already at Zemple. Could cut off a lot of rotates here. Is going to actually hear Kelsey walking down through CT tons. Util's going to answer back from that. She's going to get pinched. Gonna be an easy one for her.
And the rest of the team sort of sweeping up here as well. Picky Kiki holding on to mid. They've taken so much space beyond the site as well that even saving and getting away is not surefire. And Picky Kiki knows there's probably one more here. Goes hunting. Not looking on the right-hand side. Bungie's managed to get the drop on Mira. And that will be a recovered MAC-10. Not exactly the greatest spoils of war, but now as they escape, Picky Kiki holding this window. And they both fall.
Nice spray down from Sevenlicious, and did a little bit of damage on over to this T economy, but they saved going into this one. They had those MAC-10s. It's just going to be AKs all out for Ghost. And M4s for Black Mold as well. Going to have at least a little bit of a normal C here, but not much utility for the CTs. Ghosts have so much.
Yes, definitely an interesting force buy coming out here. They're making sure that they can buy for next, but actually, Kelsey might have a bit of a problem with that unless she can really farm up in this round and maybe pick up a weapon. Lovely HE domes Mads, and now she's burning alive. There's nowhere to go but into the fight, and there's two people awaiting her. And now charging ahead, Mirror, the queen of mid. M in the name, mid in the game, and Kelsey holding a Canal's push that isn't really coming. Misses the timing, I think.
I think she saw her leg.
Maybe a couple of pixels, yeah.
Oh,
doesn't matter.
That's timing and a half. Emily doing well, and Ellie's going to be able to crunch that as well from top mid. Napka at least through the smoke, going to get a bit of her money's worth. And Sunny with a nice 1D is going to be able to pick up an AK, but there's 3 players on this site. She's going to have a miracle. It's the first one. Molly through just to keep them off of the angle for now. Force them into a heaven fight. She's going to peek into 2 players here. Ellie's too quick with it.
It's a difficult one. Sunny, you can see in these clutch situations that she's been left at, especially over on that A site, is the intuition is there. She knows exactly what she should be doing and when. Her utility usage in these clutches has also been beyond immaculate. But the difficulty is just left with these huge tasks, always clawing back 1v3s, and the right idea, just not enough sort of people around her for the execution of it. Now this time, it's going to be Sunny going mid, and I think they really want to take this control. It's the scout in hand, and spots her hand, and there's her head. And there is the player advantage immediately. And Emily, she's super passive on this AWP, especially on Anubis. But this is a new level of passive T-side AWPing, I think.
Yeah, I think just kind of trying to back up her teammate when they go for this B peek into main. Looks like Bungie and Naka, or no, that's, yeah, Bungie and Kelsey over on this B side. They're about to get sandwiched as Sevenlicious is going to crawl up through E-box. This is smoked out for the time being. Trying to hold these angles very, very close, very cautiously, not wanting to peek out too much. Bit of information. MP9 gonna have to farm here. She finds one and the second. Emily able to pick one up from the back sight. Bungie cleans it up as well. Nice double from Emily. And now it's just 1v2 for her. She knows the locations of the players. Just has to get the bomb planted.
I like her using the smoke to her advantage here, but she's got 35 seconds, so she's gonna move and rotate over, I think. And I like the plan here. Black Mold, however, they've not heard anything. They know time's got to be getting low. If it gets much lower, they haven't seen anything. They've got to have known she's moved on over that. Well, they think that she's saving, but there it is. I think they've clocked it. Emily will be allowed to save plant, and I'm assuming going to be heading main to try hold this. And as the pincer comes through, it's a multi-pronged approach, and she does have to be careful. She's watching for this canals.
Nice. That's the first one. Everything's in place, but it's Bungie coming through camera. Is she gonna get timinged here? Would have expected a second one to be coming around through A main. Has to turn around at some point. Oh, maybe spotted her just a little bit. Comes around the corner, and it's the pistol that gets it. Emily with a nice 4K round.
Stunning stuff there. And it's the footsteps, I think. I would have loved to just see some patience at the end there, right? Because you don't know. Emily doesn't know whether they're playing together or not. And you can tell she's so hyper-focused that somebody else is coming canals, right? You have the element of surprise here. You know where she is. She has no clue where you are, right? You start running towards her. You give her the footsteps. You give her the time to get ready for that fight. You stay silent. You put the pressure on. Because, of course, the condition here is that she's kind of just got to stick it out. But yeah, I would have loved to see them go a little bit quiet there. asserting dominance with footsteps isn't always the play. I think sometimes it's a nice little touch, but yeah, situations like that, subtlety, stealth missions. But this is going to be a timeout called for Ghost Gaming. There's
a bit of a macro I want to point out.
Go for it.
So Black Mold, for the last 3 rounds, they have bought 1 kit. It's been on Mads or Sunny P, and they have died mid with it. So the rest of their team do not have access to that, do not have the ability to go and grab that, especially if they're like locked in heaven on a site like Sunny P was. Did not have the ability to go and grab that in the time being. And obviously, like, it's $400. If you are on a really weird buy, if you're trying to save money for the next round, it's hard to like be like, all right, everyone buy your kit. But with everyone kind of getting picked off and you really don't know who was going to be living and surviving at the end of that, maybe try and utilize the money a little bit more in a smart way to keep that in your pocket, that it's possible for the next round that you can buy one. Like, once again, Sunny P has the only kit. Thankfully, she is in mid with Mads. Could come up the angle, but still, that is like a very, very small, minute thing, but it's very important.
I think it's because they've been so eager to try deal with what has been Mira just taking all of this mid control. Yeah. So they, most of the time, I think they have it on Sunny, because if you have it on Nopka, who is that A main player, she's the one that's going out and a lot of the time pushing for information, and it might die. If you have it on Sunny, it makes the most sense of the 3 of them, because she's the one that can rotate back quickest but isn't in the imminent main danger. She's also not Mads, who's peeking mid. But I think you're right. It has been a little bit of a problem. I'm assuming that, given the little ticks that we're hearing and everyone kind of going silent, that we might be resetting the round.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. It looks like something did not work out. I don't see any doubles. We're hearing some ticks, some techs.
There's been some funky server stuff going on today. I was casting with the one and only Villas over on ESL Challenge League a little bit earlier, and I think her explanation was the games were so good that the servers caught fire. And I think, you know what? I think that's the headcanon that we're going to continue to roll with here. I don't know how you fix a server on fire. I'm unfortunately not quite technically smart enough. I'm assuming fire extinguisher, but there's like multiple types, so who knows?
Types of fire extinguishers?
Well, yeah, because you get, you know, like the foam ones, and then you get the ones that are meant for like chemical fires, which I don't think this classifies as.
Yeah, and like oil fires, like you can't throw water on oil fires.
Exactly. I've seen people try.
You can't. You gotta suffocate it. You gotta put the
blanket
top on the pot, or
don't put a flammable blanket over it. That isn't.
No, most.
This sounds like really common sense advice, doesn't it?
Am I wrong? I think most blankets are flammable.
You can get it's like fire escape blankets, like that foily material.
But like, how often do you know someone who just has that on hand? Like, oh, in case I have an oil fire.
So I'm a really bad person to ask about this, because my partner's like a trained fire marshal. So he does this whole like knowing which kind of fire can be put out by what, right? But I think he's just weird like that. But most normal people, I don't think, you know. I don't know. Is this common knowledge?
I don't have one.
I think I have one somewhere, but also, you know, that's a big.
Is that normal to have? Should I have one?
Oh, I mean, a shed flat.
Should that be something
so
that
it's
I
not
invest
like on
in?
my own. I think you should. I think everyone should invest in fire blankets. I think everyone should just invest in blankets.
Well, I have a lot of blankets, but not all of them are like fireproof.
Anything is fireproof if you set your mind to it. That's really bad advice. Don't follow that. But
thank God we're back in
We're back into the game. The servers are no longer on fire, which is good because we wouldn't know how to put them out anyway. So we're back here, and Ghost, They've secured themselves 4 nice rounds so far. Mira once again looking to take that mid control. Nice deep Molotov and the nade to follow to push anybody who's up close off the angle. Has spotted somebody out, now rotating through. Knows that there's 2 players here now. Mad's just crouching behind the door and danger is imminent. Does Mira want to go for this? Does she think she can handle it? Sevenlicious knows that Nopka likes to hang around main and adjust the angle just in time. She gets away without a point of damage, but the rest of her team also stepping up. Sunny P in mid is gonna fall, and now just Kelsey is left. There's a deagle in hand, but there's no utility and no teammates left to help her.
It's gonna be a hard one to save. You can already see Mira looking around for her, and at least the smoke is gonna keep her in a bit of safety. Could at least go and pick up that kit in mid. Yeah, there we go. We got the kit.
We got the kit back.
Oh, it looks like she's going for this. She is very, very close here in camera, at least maybe looking for an exit, possibly a pickup AK.
Jump on last
someone's
second.
gonna be grab it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And there's a
But
smoke
someone
for... Doesn't know where the bomb is. Ah, it's a difficult one. We saw it there for the moment, though, didn't we, Apples? The headshot comes through, there's a smoke and there's a kit. But I think that the confidence to go for it, I think, says a lot, right? The black mode, you could just hang on to that deagle. They've got the money to buy into this, so I guess it wasn't anything that they, you know, this was going to be the only thing they brought into the next round. But it's still quite a statement to stamp your name on this attempt.
Absolutely. It's always good to get a 1 dig, especially in a official. Sunny P with a very close, very early E-box peek, just to get a little bit of information. Mads does have a molly in hand, and oh, that's a nice entry. That's Emily out of the server for this round. That's the other opper. He doesn't want to take this away, wants to get this trade, wants to fight back into E-box. Smoke is going to keep her away. Molly in. He's able to answer back a bit. And Mira's still looking for this mid aggression that we've seen her do round in and round out.
They've started accounting for her, though. They've started heavily putting Sunny P and Mads on this so that there's no ability to take it early. And you can tell Mira's not going for the immediate run up mid, but you know, waits it out a little bit, makes them uncomfortable, and suddenly Mads is the only one left alive. And this time, Sevenlicious leading the charge, and we'll see Mira push up alongside her counterparts as they hit A. And actually, Mira might be able to cut off some of the rotates here. Sevenlicious burning alive a little bit. A Molotov of her own. She's dancing around the pillar, somehow still alive. Nopka runs out of bullets, but Mads is there to take up the rain. Piggy Kiki gets one, but it's all she wrote, and still fighting. Ellie can't quite finish any of the kills, and it's a tricky round, but finally Black Mold with an answer.
Finally, indeed. Able to pick apart the pieces, not dying as soon as the gun is at their head. Felt a little bit more conjoined, and obviously here with that opening peek from Sunny P, it felt like it all kind of fell down. Everyone on the side of Ghost Gaming just slowed down, and the only bit of fastness you saw was the last part of the round. Mira and Ellie trying to get the last couple of kills just did not work out. Now Sunny on a different angle here, a very heavy nade there on Sevenlicious' Piggy Kiki. Damage is done, and the aggression has been shown. Black Mold does not want them to go through A main once again.
No, not at all. They've started stacking this very heavily, and Ellie hesitant to push too far up main, but Mira in the midst of all of this has found one, and actually they've carved themselves a path all the way through the map if they wanted, but actually they decide to peel back here. Piggy Kiki go in for this corner. Bungie ready and waiting. It's going to have to be an incredible swing, but even now Bungie creeping around the corner. And with Piggy Kiki taken down here as well, the whole offensive falls apart. Kelsey gets 2, and now Emily with the AWP. What can you do? They know she has to be main here. Running out of bullets, it doesn't matter. She's completely blind, and it's Kelsey just peeks around the corner with the USB, tip-tap, and on to the next.
What a nice a retake there from Black Mold, even not a retake at that point. It's pausing and Bungie waiting for the rest of her team to kind of push through A main after they had that space controlled with the early smokes, the early utility, pushing them off that spot on the map. They were able to go through canals, get the E-Box players, and run it all down from there. Ghost Gaming, they forced in this last round. Oh, I didn't see that kill. That's a nice one. That's an Opera kill from Mira. Yeah, they forced into this one with a couple of AKs and the upgraded pistols. So Ghost Gaming forced onto a save to keep their money all in check in the right spot. At least some of them have the money to force into this, but we do have a pause coming through. A little bit more time to talk about this. See how it's going to be going out.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. We've seen a couple of little bits of switch up since the season started for them. So for one, Emily with this, the AWP is still super passive, but where we're seeing it positioned and where we're seeing Emily as a whole positioned is a little bit different. Usually we see her on upper or quite far back on T-steps. This time she's been quite heavily in canals and maybe hasn't quite been finding the same level of success with it. Mira is still doing Mira things. I like that she's being very conscientious with when and how fast and hard she pushes mid. Yeah. Because she ran into the resistance of having both Sunny and Mads there. And she knows that she goes for this heavy early utility that stops Mad playing nice and close up. And it keeps them very much behind the doors. But the issue is she can't really go too much further whilst both of them are still there. She needs to rely on her team to cause a little bit of chaos elsewhere. Sometimes that's Civilicious over in a main, causing a bit of havoc. But the team is coming together really cohesively now, which is nice to see.
Which is really good to be that dynamic of a player for your team, especially when you're trying to clear out mid. Such an important part of this map. So we'll have to see. It looks like a nice boost up, and they're trying to stock all up. Everyone wants to be Mira this round with the pistols. Only one Deagle bot. Napka with the first, and they're starting to line up. She gets stinked in response to smoke just to slow him down. But oh my god, what a spray. A second and a third. She's going for the rest.
Yeah, has to back away under the guise of the smoke. And Ellie, a lot of damage. No kill just yet and falls before she's able to. But yeah, you're right. That felt so disjointed, so messy from Ghost Gaming there. They send one person up ahead and then there's not a single trade that they find in all of this. And you can't really be having that. If your plan is to rush as a group, sure, maybe one person gets split up by this Molotov, okay? That's fine. But it's the fact that you don't get a single trade anywhere else, that's a little bit messy. The fact that Nopka manages to get the spray transfer and then still more chasing them down with the pistol goes, I'm out of bullets, I don't want to reload. That takes too much time. This time, Mira shut off. Okay, there's the HE to part it, seeing whether somebody's on the other side, knowing that this deep smoke means that they might have taken a bit more space. Actually, can confirm that's not the case right now. But falls back a little bit and is going to regroup with her team, waiting for Piggy Kiki maybe to take this connector canal's control. And Bungie is lurking between the smokes, and it's the first one's about to dissipate. A Molotov headed her direction. Maybe she gets ahead of all of this, but no, decides just to back away. But the smoke extinguishes it before it's able to fully do any damage, and Bungie gets the first. Knows there's somebody else here based on the second Molotov being thrown. Takes it down again, no pointed damage. Forced forward by the fire, but doesn't even matter because Kelsey's still on site. Gets both. Now Sevenlicious has to push this choke point with absolutely nothing but her wits about her.
Able to find one, maybe a second, but they're already pushing it through mid. She's about to get sandwiched between a lot of players. Able to find a second one for her. But not everything you need for the round win. She needed 5 there, unfortunately. Yeah, it's weird from Ghost Gaming because that E-Box hit would have worked if they also pinched in through B main. It felt like the spacing was very completely off from those two sides. You gotta make the CTs have to look at a couple of different angles, and it's been hard to really take Bungie's eyes off of that E-box position, especially after she already hears them walk up the water.
And here we go, another A hit. Sunny this time not anywhere near mid, and lovely damage done. Mirror with the CZ wanting to go aggressive, and they're all kind of gonna line up. 7licious manages to get 2, and Piggy Kiki throwing her name into the ring as well. Bomb goes down super quickly, and they've managed to scrounge loads of weapons on top of this. Still a little bit of utility. Emily's got that HE grenade, unfortunately goes down before it can be thrown, and Bungie and Kelsey, they are trying to make this competitive. 7licious has found another, that Molotov. They're trying to isolate any fights, but the issue is Bungie knows where both are, and they peak in tandem. And there it is, a 6th round, the stalemate, the round streak finally broken. And 6-5, one more round left in the half, and it's getting competitive.
The Tech-9 goes burr, and 7licious showed it here today.
Talking of things going burr, from the other match, FlyQuest Red versus Mega Juniors, just going on our wonderful community broadcasts and streams. FlyQuest have taken the first map versus Mega Juniors, and it is a clean 13-0 sweep for them. Now, back to this game, because it has gotten quick, and it has gotten pacey.
It's a fight for A main, the battle, and Hiki is trying to keep them off of the B site. Bungie is able to find a kill on the other side. Hiki gonna be knowledged about Napka, so pushed up there in that smoke. Rest of Ghost trying to just make their way onto this site, trying to get the bomb plant. Emily and Ellie are gonna sing back with some traits of their own through the smoke. Sunny P, so quick with able to find that. Oh my gosh, okay, no scope them. Get the round done. Look for a third, and Black Mold, they're able to tie it up on the half, 6-6, and we'll be right back after a quick break.
Press play.
This game was always going to be a close one, and a 6-6 half on map number 1 is going to do that justice. Now, another pistol round lies in waiting. Apples, I know you're excited for the Julies. I think we see a couple here, and whether they get to ring out is another thing, and it's so messy, and there's team damage in the mix. But there they are, Emily with 1, and I say a second kill stealing going on here from the side of Ghost Gaming, and it is quick. It is a bloodbath, and A main is the burial site of Black Mold's pistol round.
Pistol rounds are going their way. That's what we were talking about in the pre-show. Both of these teams so good. Let's see if Ghost Gamer are able to keep this conversion to the next round. Obviously, Black Mold, no bomb plant, no money.
That's up on that Deagle, which I am quite excited about. They like to put Mads on this little bit of extra firepower on the second round, even if it's maybe not the most financially wise decision. Lovely nade there, so much splash damage. But Mirror in mid, we talked about in the first half, and now it's her time to defend this land. There's a little bit of damage, does get overwhelmed, but can call this over to her teammates. There's the recovered SMG. 7licious also run on down here. That's a second weapon, and this is going from bad to worse for them.
Oh, wow. What do you do when 5 T's are peeking at you at one time, Peaky? You're gonna have to stand this down. It's finally able to sit Napka away from this win, and Emily's gonna pick up as well. Kelsey with a nice shot from mid could be able to disturb a lot of E-Box, but it's back and forth, and once again, it's all down to Kelsey. This could be able to pick up an MP9. 1 versus 1. Emily around the pillar, able to find it. Ghost Gaming, they do get the conversion. They keep their little bit of money. They are going to have to rebuy all of their weapons into this next round, except for Emily. They did their job. They got the bomb plant. They got the kills. They just didn't get the round win.
So Ghost Gaming get the round win, but financially, this is not the best outcome for them. Like, they are not looking particularly happy coming into this, and the timeout is being called to discuss the prospects of the round ahead here, knowing that Black Mold likely to have a full buy off the back of that bomb plant and sequence of rounds. But Emily in these post-plant clutches, especially on CT side, just has this sixth sense and this depth of fundamentals to draw from. She just knows exactly what to do. I don't think I've seen her lose many situations like that. 1v1 with the bomb down, that is her territory and her hunting ground. And yeah, the rest of the team goes down around her. It's an expensive round, but ultimately they start to pull ahead once again. They had a nice little round lead, lost 5 in a row to let Black Mold come back to this, but Ghost Gaming, curious to see what is going to be coming out here. Biggie Kiki straight down canals, a signature of hers, and she is not letting them take any space. There is no room to breathe. She is suffocating them out of this round and still lives to tell the tale.
Try to answer back with a little bit of utility thrown just to keep her away from that T-steps place. And Black Mold, they are setting their sights towards other parts of the map. Elsie trying to enter into this B side. Oh, a nice dink. Not the kill, but 7licious able to pick it up. Ellie finds one of her own, and they're falling like flies here. Once again, Sunny P left in a clutch, but now she's on T side. Has to go through 5 other players. A bomb plant here would be great. And just a little bit of a kill. It's a labored spray, but Pikikiki's able to take it. Not even needing to upgrade the rifle.
Yeah, that's a difficult one. You could tell Sunny knew that somebody might be coming there. It's just a matter of timing at the end of the day. You can't sit and hold that angle forever, but honestly, it's just looking really, really clean on some of these rounds here. Biggie Kiki, it's a signature dish. Yeah. Is the jump down from mid. You know, you throw, sometimes they don't even bother throwing the deep smoke from mid. Sometimes Biggie Kiki just legs it and hopes for the best. But yeah, you jump down, you catch them off guard. Now, of course, this is not going to work very often. You can use it once every, 5 or 6 rounds. You throw it in occasionally to catch them off guard. But for the next couple of rounds, Black Mold, they're going to be paranoid of just that. So you can expect them probably to throw a little bit deeper utility in towards mid, or just be careful in canals, either push a little bit ahead of it and go for that early A main, or alternatively, just sit back on the steps, let it happen, let them play into you. But looks like we are going into another little bit of a tech pause. Been a bit of a day for it.
So I hear you say that that's like a signature for Pikikiki, but I also feel like a signature that is Emily's team. Whatever she's on, she definitely has someone dropping canals. I remember Olia being like the running force of that last season when they were on Blue Otter Karma. That was like a constant. She would go there every single round on Anubis and was able to disrupt so many of them because it's not just a one-pronged approach on taking care of your mid, taking care of your A main. You have someone down in canals that's always being active there. And we did not see that at all on Black Mold. They were just sitting in mid, waiting for them to run through, and Mads would sometimes get a little bit aggressive, but they were not dropping into canals. The most that they would do would be pushing E-Box or A main, but it was mostly A main out of that part once they got the util war on their side. So it's a bit of a different kind of placement that Ghost Gaming has been doing. And I'm liking that Pikikiki is in that role now because she's able to get very dynamic with it. Well, Mira is just normal mid here.
Normal mid, boring mid,
normal
you hear
mid.
that?
Normal old mid.
Bungie, couple of shots fired off here, but it looks like it's going to be a pretty quiet start to the round and trying to bait out what little utility Black Mold have, but Sunny is going to be holding on to that for dear life at the moment. And we'll see Nopka, as always, pushing over towards A main this time. Not particularly well armed. It's a Tech 9 and nothing but. No armor, no util. But just holding that space. Maybe if she can get a little bit of a look in, cause some chaos, and help Mads and Bungie get through these doors. And they can meet her back on A side, but not going to be the case as every prong of this attack sort of falls off. Sevenlicious finds her mark, and now Mads left by herself. Flash is perfect. They spot her. They don't go chasing this kill. They don't want to lean into it. She gets one. She goes for the second, but Mira just slightly too high up, and Sunny has the bomb. That's about all there is to say about this, and knows that Mira, last known location is in mid, still is here, ready for the fight, but a bullet to the head is all they're going to get, and it's another round to Ghost. And something interesting about this, actually, is that we have seen more Ghost CT rounds this map than the rest of the season combined. Coming into this series, we had seen 4 CT rounds for Ghost Gaming on Anubis. That is because they had such dominant T-side starts. So yeah, we're actually finally getting to see Ghost Gaming on CT side, and I like it. I like what I'm seeing a lot. We're getting to see more than just the pistol and the conversion.
I'm liking it. It's something that we don't usually see when games have been blowouts. You don't really see the other side of that coin. Like, especially when a team has had a really, really good run and the other side maybe has 2 or 3 rounds on their CT side. You're not able to see the full buy, and now we're able to see it. We're able to see Ghost Gaming kind of run down Black Mold's T side. Now, finally, with a little bit of some money in their pockets, looks like Black Mold are going to be able to do something after that full pistol round. I feel like their defaults have been so discombobulated in comparison to how Ghost has been setting up.
Yeah, I think discombobulated is the perfect word to sort of encapsulate this. And Trio Kelsey, they've given her so much control here, completely free.
Respecting it. Not wanting to go fighting for it. They have the utility on their kits if they want to smoke it out or molly it if they get a little bit nervous. Smoke on over for B. Looks like they're not looking towards the right spot. Now double peeking in here. A little bit of team damage, but the mollies are going to rain out. Oh, the spacing's a bit off there for Pikikiki, but Sevenlish is able to pick it up. She's in an awkward spot now. Lots of players are going to start looking at her. But the CTs are starting to roll in. A re-smoke for B main is going to keep them at bay just for now.
That re-smoke is doing huge work for them as well. The issue that they've got is they've not really got eyes here on connector, which means anybody pushes too quickly, it could catch them off guard. There's a little bit of mayhem on the other side of the map, a bamboozle, one could say. Ellie does find the kill, and Mira caught off guard. There was no warning system, nobody there to warn her of the impending doom. And that does mean Sight's gonna fall, but it's a 2v2, and the retakes, luckily, pretty swift on over. They back into connector here, and that could be a slight problem. Emily's still got a Molotov available.
Both have kits on them. No reason not to go for this. This has to not take too long on this retake. Flash out for Ellie. Oh, is going to see the offer, but Benji in this perfect corner is able to hold it down. Sunny P at least going to be able to peek out for that last kill. And Black Mold find their first round on their T side, and they just waited the smokes out. They waited for Ghost Gaming to rotate over. That fake was just one player on the A site, and Emily was starting to rotate away. So was Sevenlicious. They were like, all right, no one's here. They have not shown face. We saw them a little bit in E-Box, but obviously you can't see through smoke, so...
Yeah, I think this is also a really good one, is that we're seeing both of these teams, especially Black Mold, they are susceptible sometimes to thinking they are invulnerable to the pushing through smokes and the disrespecting of smokes. They've actually been really respecting them this time. They've not been giving away these silly kills. Here's the Molotov damage, and actually forces the fight, wins the fight, but it is actually only 1-for-1 on the kills. Mira, deep smoke is good, but doesn't expect Bungie to push through with not a care in the world, and still going for more. Now, smokes are going to be weighted out on all fronts here, one in mid and one over towards main, but actually, Nopka going to back away, and Ellie, if she's quick here, might be able to catch a timing on some of the Canals players. Very scared to move, but pulls the coast clear, and now she gets her teammates ready. What could be a B push, but Bungie lies in wait, and even though the patience should have been rewarded, Sevenlicious just so quick on this, rounds the corner. Killer instincts. The smoke, the spawn is gonna buy them a safe plant. Actually, this is a very multi-dimensional retake going on here. Black Mold, they're gonna have to bunker down and deal with wave after wave from all sides, and Mads just hearing the bullets from the AWP around her. Unnerved though.
A little bit of a nade to do a bit of damage. Sevenlicious with a perfect peek out. Mads is able to spray down two. Has to find one more, but Sevenlicious around the corner, able to get this defusal, able to get that last kill for her team. And while I feel like Ellie was a little bit on a bit of a decoy over in B main, it worked out in her favor. Unfortunate for Nads, not able to find that last kill. That would have been such a tide turner for Black Mold. Kept a lot of money in their pocket. Kept Ghost Gaming away for that 12th round possibility. But they've just gotten closer and closer. They have so much patience, but when the time comes, Ghost Gaming's able to find it.
They are. Sunny, with that scout, this is going to be possibly one of the last proper buys they get, and actually it's working well for them already. The AKs, they sing loud, they sing proud, and two opening picks has left not only two-player disadvantage, but also taken down the two superior weapons. They're now running with just that MP9 and FAMAS to support the AWP, and they are all on separate islands. They have lost all of this map control and information in mid. Yeah, Piggy Kiki's pushed B main and knows that there's nothing there, but she's given the sight.
Oh, labored spray damage on both sides. Nopka down to 3. Ellie in a really awkward spot here, about to get pushed, but she's able to find one, does get traded out. Mads quickly onto the site, stalking through camera, able to catch Emily off guard. It's all down to Kiki. She has to fight through 4 players here on this site. Bomb plant, Molly's down. Maybe 5 at AK, but Nopka only bought a scout into this. It's the only one that's easy to go pick up. Okay, the spray's there. She's able to find that first one. Doesn't want to dance with it quite yet. Want to be able to find this AK. Sunny P on the angle. She's getting out of there alive, but not for too long. Kelsey's on this angle. Or in Canal, she is able to be safely over near Rugs.
But now that she's not seen anyone pass through Canal, she's got to know what's up, because you've got to try escape that bomb radius, right? And I think they know that she's tagged up. So you can see, goes hunting, knows that they weren't Canal, but luckily Piggy Kiki plays it smart, plays it safe, and hangs around just on the outskirts, not trying to push too far and further towards safety. And 11-8, it's a fairly close scoreline, deceptively so, especially given the money situation for Ghost Gaming, where they're not exactly in the prettiest buys here. If anything, maybe we see a couple of upgraded pistols, but actually it's 2 and some flashes, but they're gonna go heavy out Canals, try catch them off guard, and unfortunately they're not even allowed past the smoke.
What? And a nade. What is Napka cooking? It's going so well for her this game. Emily at least able to grab one for herself, but Kiki's about to meet up with so many devils on the other side of the smoke. Oh, it clears right in time, but she's only able to find one. Instant trade out. Emily right around the corner. She has to do a bit of a miracle to be able to find this round. Black Mold find it. They strong arm their way through the smokes. Huh.
Yeah, it's honestly wild that 2 kills come to the smokes, and I'm guessing they heard the footsteps, but also there's still that element of luck to get both of them so quickly as well. You're probably going, huh, okay. It's like shooting fish in a barrel, except you don't know that the fish are in a barrel and you've got a blindfold on. But you still shot the fish. Sunny P... Waiting.
Always good to shoot the fish.
Exactly. Oh, I was going to say waiting for that aggression, but actually it's just backup, long-range tactical support for Kelsey, who's already taken the space. Smoke in deep as well. Molotov for Piggy Kiki. She's going to be burning alive, has to expend her own smoke here. And yeah, she's got the backup of Mira now. They could well fight their way out of this, but Mira goes down, and it's labored, but Bungie's going to find another kill here, and it looked good for a second. It looked recoverable, but now it's Ghost just looking to hang on to anything they can, and I don't think Black Mold are going to let that sit.
Just feels like Black Mold, they have just decided to start killing everyone in sight, and it's completely working for them. The shots are so clean. The entries are there. Bungie has sat up in their chair. I'm looking for some damage here. He's going to be able to clear this angle. Ooh, able to spot the player, but the damage is on her end. Well, Emily here to hang out with them as well, and that's a nice pickup. That's an upgrade. That's an AK for the next round. No one may pass through the smokes.
Yeah, you can tell they're so scared about being hunted as well. The investment of that smoke. And I think maybe it did save their lives. It gave them enough hesitation not to push through that as well. But 10-11, we said, you and I, Apples, we were talking in the green room before this. We said that this was either going to be a really quick 2-0, to which side we couldn't tell you, I'll be honest. Or it was going to go the distance. We're talking overtimes, we're talking 3 maps. And I think given where we stand right now, are you leaning towards potentially this being a long series?
Oh, yeah, this is obviously always going to be a little bit of a longer series. Ellie trying to go for a very early Canals push. Pikiki trying to pick it up with just a USP in hand. She's able to take down the Opper. He's going to have to anticipate someone else there. A little bit of a panic spray, not going to work. And Mira getting caught out before she's able to shoot the deagle. Oh my gosh, the labored sprays here. It's going to work for Emily now. Knows everyone's on this other side of the map. Might as well start shooting. See who you can get down. She finds one, almost a second, but the nade ends it. We have tied back here. Black Mold clawing their way to the 12 scoreline, and it looks so good from them on this T side. They really work well with aggression when they're just running onto the side. They have the flashbangs, they have the mollies, they are disrupting any setup that Ghost Gaming have for any site defense, and it feels like they have nothing else to answer here. They can't outplay passively.
I think it's also, upon speaking to Mads, who described the team as definitely a lot more of a puggier sort of team. Yeah. Leans so well into this T side, and talking of going well on the T side, Sunny, what an opening pick, and it's beautiful, it's magnificent. Kelsey allowed this connector space as well, but the difficulty is now has to back away because not only does she have Piggy Kiki to deal with, knows that 7licious could come back at any time, and does indeed. And suddenly her team, the walking wounded.
That's the aggression. That's the peaceful aggression that you need from Ghost Gaming. And 7licious able to get a double here. Black Mold, they have taken this in stride. They are slowing it down ever so slightly. They're making their sights open towards A. Ellie on Cake, the spot a player is going to hide away from this. Mira is going to be the one to activate first. Knocked out with a nice headshot. Does have a lot of damage on her. Ellie trying to swing out, get a little bit of her own. Able to find one, but that's with the picked up op. Able to find it now. Oh my gosh. Gets away from the damage. Gets away from it just in time. Nafka not able to finish that kill, and Ghost Gaming find 12.
There will be no retreat. There will be no surrender. You want to reload your weapon? Tough. Pull out your sidearm and continue to fight is what Ghost Gaming are saying here. But it's so weird, so messy and crazy.
Yep. It's very puggy.
It's very puggy, and I think that it's going to be that very weird mashup and blend of the heavy structure coming out from Ghost versus the bit of anarchy coming out from Black Mold, and a team that is definitely leaning into this pug style of play. And Ghost Gaming, they have struggled to counteract that, you know?
I do know. You do know. 7licious has been at the forefront of that as well.
Yeah.
The site defender doing so incredibly well, and now her and Piggy Kiki gonna have to fend off another E-box hit. Or you smoke for B main. Taking it slow here, keeping their wits about them. Bungie, gonna catch her off guard with the util out. 7licious not quick enough as Bungie comes around the corner, able to find another one, and that's a bomb plant. That's a bomb site. Ghost Gaming, they need this. Unless they want to go to OT.
OT is knocking. And they just have to hurl anything they have. They've got a couple of smokes. They've got a Molotov on Mirror as well here. It's going to have to be quick. All of them have kits, but this is such a tight-knit defense. It's so well established.
Ooh.
Mirror's found one. Emily with another. And actually, they've managed to trap them here. They just need to run down these last two players, running out of bullets. But Nopka does it in the end. And map number 1, we're going overtime already.
You know what? Heck yeah. Let's get it. Let's get into OT. Let's get both of these teams on a full buy, full money at the start. So we'll see exactly what they're made of. This is incredible from Bungie. Just incredible placement, incredible spacing, able to find those two players. That's why she's the player to watch.
Exactly. It was only ever going to turn out this way. Black Mold choosing to call a timeout just to extend this pause between the end of regulation and the beginning of overtime. A lot to discuss, a lot to be said here. You see Emily pulling that AWP on out. I'm assuming we'll see Sunny do the same. Actually, there's a very deep conversation going on here.
They're yapping.
They happen. As they should be.
You do get
big
your
important
OTs
rounds ahead.
reset. I want to talk about not owning a non-flammable blanket again. Maybe we'll talk about that a little bit later. Full money, full util. Oh no.
They've just stopped going mid, and I think Mira started to realize that can do so much more here. Head-up just sitting back and on her hands with Emily far behind. She wants to get up close and she wants to make this personal. Mads, it's delayed, but pushing over towards main, and the issue is it's given Piggy Kiki all the time in the world, but Mads has sensed it. She's got the pick, and Nopka's found one as well. Sevenlicious falls behind the site, and they have complete and total control. Mira, that last player alive, they know where she is every single round, and you can already see the flank coming in behind Nopka. That A main player just has to rotate, just has to catch Mira in this web. And they take the first round of overtime cleanly, not a casualty in sight.
That's that's something that you always want. Just keep the bank rolling. Ghost Gaming, they still can buy into this, obviously, starting with 1250 for the money here. But the incredible entries onto B, able to just sandwich in. It's been a war over there, and Sevenlicious not able to hold it down just by herself. Kiki kind of go on another adventure last round over towards B main, and it looks like Bungie is going to be protected of that. They are using this utility. They are reading them like a book. They're like, all right, they push here, let's throw nades, let's make sure that they're not pushing up as aggressively as they had during regulation. And it's working. Kelsey's able to clear out 2 through mid, just through the window, does get traded out. Smads finds another, and Mira falls. Ghost Gaming, they are split up.
They are indeed, and I think that's so great from Black Mold. They've conditioned Mira here. She's been the player in mid every single time, and then suddenly they just cut all contact, all activity going on there. And then suddenly they reapply the pressure, and they're not expected. Piggy Kiki's found one, but that is all that she's able to get. Emily, Battle of the Orbs is going to be one on out here, but unfortunately, nothing really that she can do to stop this bomb going down. I say, actually, they are taking their sweet time to even pick it up. It's given her the chance to reposition, but Mads ahead of the curve.
Ahead of it. Why not keep that op out of there? That possibility that Ghost Gaming can bring it in here for this next round away.
Just a quick update on the other game whilst we are here. I believe that it is Mega Juniors versus FlyQuest Red. Map number 1 was a 13-0 to FlyQuest Red. Map number 2 is 7-1 up to FlyQuest Red as we speak. They are speeding through that. FlyQuest, they lost that series earlier on in the season, and they have been trying to make it up and sort of clear their name ever since, and this is certainly a statement to do it now. Back to the task on hand. Final round of this half of overtime, and Bungie has got a lot on her plate. Kelsey once again early into connector, but Emily knows that she's here.
Oh, yeah, this is a scary one to go and try clear, but the headshots are good. She doesn't expect Sevenlicious over near B main. Bungie's off of that angle. The information's not there for her team, so just not able to connect in time. It is a clear trade. Black Mold, they have the numbers, they have the players, but it feels a little disconnected here on what they want to do. They have to fight through this B main once again. A little bit of damage goes both ways. Ghost going to shut down any possibility of an A play for now.
Gonna shut down any possibility of a play full stop, and vacated mid a little bit, but you can see they're already starting to bring back some control. They've sent Sevenlicious to go keep an eye on it. There's a dink, and the second one through the wall there. It's clean, it's crispy. Sunny has to put the utility away, peeking with it. Not the right idea right now, and the two of them, they have to play off of each other, but the flash is perfect, and they peek from both sides. And now Sunny, how do you isolate a fight from two completely different angles?
Ooh, sees one, does scope in, but Mira's good for it. Not a very clean half for Black Mold, only dropping that one round. Ghost Gaming, they're gonna have to show exactly what they can do here over on their T side. It feels like it's been a while since they've been over on T side now that we're in OT. So we'll have to see if they're able to answer back. And Black Mold similarly have not been playing on the CT side, but I feel like that aggression will still carry over from how they've been playing. They get the early picks,
yeah.
get the early, if they get the early aggression, they can definitely win it out pretty well.
The early aggression has been crucial to both sides here. We talk about Kelsey taking that just immediate connector control. It's been 50-50 on how that's gone afterwards. It's quite funny, actually. Seems to do better when she doesn't have a teammate main. And there's suddenly that adrenaline, that pressure for her to find these crazy, you know, just turning your head at obtuse angles to try peek around these corners. So that's been quite interesting, playing out 50-50 on some of the time. 7licious has just been a menace on holding down this site, but now have to do it on arguably the more difficult side that they've found. Round disadvantage, and here we go again. Nothing really too different from what we saw during regulation to start with. Mira waiting, actually holding off on throwing this utility and giving them a second to pause, waiting out those smokes so they can just push on.
Emily already dropping. That's huge. Yeah, Mira has to get aggressive here, has to get some space for her team as it was denied over in A. Wants to fight in through camera, but there's another player right around the corner in the smoke. And Mads Nopka, they want to clear this out. They want to clear A main. The smoke is going to be hiding them just for now. Or the AK is going to prevail. Oh, it's a little bit of team damage, and Ellie's able to fix it up for them. Ghost Gaming fight their way through. What an easy spray down for them. Now Black Mold, they have to answer back here. 3v4. Fighting on, and Sunny P, her off was so sharp at the beginning of the round. It's not working out for them now. So disjointed. Kelsey still going in for the fight as Bungie is backed away, going for the op.
Yeah, there's not really much more to do here. I think it's something that's been quite nice about Ghost, is that sometimes they sort of scramble a little bit onto site. And instead of sending players into risky positions to try take that space beyond the site, they'll do it with utility. They save just enough to be able to throw a smoke, you know, deep main. And that means that they don't necessarily have to expend players pushing that, potentially dangerously so. So they create that space for themselves without actually having to put too much risk into it. But a little pick at the end there. It's all sort of adding up. It's all just consolation prizes. You lost the round, but you padded the stats a little bit. You mentioned it. There's been a lot of team damage going on today as well.
That just kind of shows a little bit of spacing issues that you may have for your squad. You're not really experienced in scrimming too much. If you feel like you're more of a puggier team that we've seen Black Mold say that they have been, you get the spacing issues a lot of the time. You're not really running the drills, and oh my god, okay, that's a peek from Sunny P. What a great entry, and she's, you know, dancing around the site just to start that off. Looking for another one. Let's spot 7licious. It's a little bit farther away. Piggy Kiki getting up close and personal, getting her off this angle. It's gonna give them a little bit more space.
Mira having a look. Actually just back it away this time, deciding to regroup with her teammates, not through mid, but through more conventional routes. But I think you're right, Piggy Kiki has been a menace, you know.
Yeah.
7licious leading the charge a little bit here. Nopka can hear the footsteps in the utility. So much information to pass over to a teammate. Might not even need to. Gets two before going down, and Mads is already here to pick up the slack, and the nade's gonna go deep. It's not quite deep enough to do damage, and caught on the exit. Black Mold, they secure themselves 15, and finally map point on their pick. But Ghost Gaming, one round in it. That's all it is. Could go either way. OT number 2, or do we have our first map point to tally up?
Even there, like in that last part of that round, it felt just a little bit disjointed. Like 7licious, you know that there's a couple players on site Could be some behind you. Why are you running out of A main? You could have just taken your time. Could have also possibly taken an AK around or out of the hands of them. But they're going for this fast A main once again. Only a couple players here to meet them, but they're hiding behind smokes for the time being. Bomb's going to be able to get planted.
Yeah, this has been so quick. Nopka forced back as well, and they can just keep pushing further and further. Bomb goes down. They can establish this crossfire. Nade goes in. Nobody's close, and the re-smoke for mid means that Nopka is on her own for now. Actually, say that there's a couple of teammates, but there's not a single footstep being made towards the site, and they're running out of time here.
Ooh, and the sandwich from mid from Ellie's coming in. He's going to get traded. Oh, but there's 3 players up in heaven. They have not made a move quite yet. A little bit of a spam down is going to work, but the double peek out's not there. There's not enough time. It's all over, and we're going to a second OT here, Affinity.
That we are. We knew it from the moment that this game started. We said it was going to be a quick sweep or it was going to be a game that went on. The half finished 6-6, and here we stand at 15-15. Dare I say, probably the closest game we're going to get of the season as well. These teams so evenly matched. And at some point, you know, this keeps on going. It's going to become a matter of stamina, and I think that's going to be where Ghost Gaming are going to excel. This more structured style. They've got the ability to go the distance, although alternatively, that Puggy style from Black Mold, they can keep it fresh, they can keep it interesting because they're not, you know, necessarily pulling from a defined fundamentals book, a list of strats to work with here. They're just going on the fly and by the seat of their pants, so every round that goes by, it gets harder for both of these teams, and we still have maybe 2 maps to go.
I'll just hang it around A main once again. It worked for the last time. Pikiki gonna try and come in through mid. Mira from heaven, able to get 2. Nocta right up against them in the smoke, trying to switch to the sidearm. Oh my gosh, you saw in the player cams, that was just kind of a rough blow there. You never want to go face-to-face with your opponent and not be able to get them out of the round. Kelsey left alone. And Ruggs could be able to get an AK picked up if she's able to find them or hear the footsteps around. It's only Ellie looking around here, though. Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh.
I love that. Live and let live, right? Doesn't want to give away her position and get hunted. But also, by her staying quiet here, she has much more of an opportunity for a multi-kill on the players exiting because this has been called clear.
And you see a little smile on Kelsey. I'm ready for it.
She knows.
I want it. Oh, she's ready. Oh, she's going to jump in, actually. Oh, a little bit of damage. Was probably waiting for the bomb damage to help her out as well. Rest of Ghost Gaming waiting just at A main for that bomb to go off. Is able to grant herself 1. It's a little bit of fun. That's something you do in a pug.
I like it. I like that a lot. Having the bomb be your ally as opposed to your enemy, you know? But continues second round of overtime number 2. Emily looking, hoping someone's going to peek her. We talked about the passive warp, and actually it's not very often we see her play over towards B with this, so switching it up, keeping it fresh. Sevenlicious now the one trying to push over towards main. Mira again in mid, this time a little bit slower, not quite taking the depth of control we're used to seeing. Emily, that is a lovely nade from her teammates, and it is a cold shot to the chest. And Kelsey, there's another HE to part the smoke and another kill for Emily. Mads has them up in her face. She gets 1, a lot of damage onto the second, and that's all she could really do. Overwhelmed and dogpiled. Has bought enough time for Sunny to get into position. And there's only 1 smoke left available for this. They're going to try cut off the line of sight. Do they not deem it necessary now? They have a 3-player advantage, hoping maybe they've done enough to convince Sunny just to leave.
Bomb still getting juggled around into sight. Could be able to catch them on a cross, but the flash is going to let them there. Ellie with the plant. Sunny is still engaging into this. Wants to see if they jump around the pillar, at least give her something. No one is peeking her and no one's going hunting. Just a molly out for Temple, and they're just sticking to their guns, sticking to their placements. And at some point, someone's going to start to run away from this site. I'm like the first to leave. Ellie, low health. Has to see if she's able to make it out of here alive. Nope. Sunny is able to show her guns, show at least one kill. Sevelish is a bit afraid. It's going to fall off. No chance of a ninja defuse here.
Do you know what I would love to see stats on from this map? Is the number of exit and participation prize kills.
Yep.
Because they have been menaces for it. There has been so many instances. And in overtime, maybe slightly less impactful here, especially when you've got that AWP saved. That's the primary concern here. But that round, we've got to talk about it. We talked about how Emily has this amazing utility. We had a whole graphic last week about Emily and the flashbangs, right? Emma Yeet.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, the fact that she's able to rely on her teammates to do just that for her, so she can wield this AWP like a Jedi with their lightsaber.
Once again, going super aggressive into A main. Napka is able to pick up one and a second. Hold that spray down is incredibly well done. Piggy able to at least shut it down for the time being. Emily now on the angle, waiting for the CTs to come in. You have a player disadvantage, but Ghost, it feels like they have their wits about them this round. They're ready for this T-side win. Oh, peek out. Emily finds one, and Piggy Kiki around the corner, able to get a double almost. Sunny P will at least make it a 1v1 for herself. Another smoke onto the bomb. Is able to spot Ellie's head just through the smoke. What a headshot. And you know what? That is 16 for Black Mold. Not letting Ghost Gaming get to match point quite yet.
No, this is going on and on. And it's... You can tell that the vibes are good. And this is something that we've talked about on most of our games and after almost every post-game interview, is that the vibes are looking really happy. And that's really good to see. You could see Mad smiling there. And I think that was potentially a lot of the issues that we saw within North America last season. And a lot of why I think teams were falling apart and we weren't quite seeing the same level of competitive drive, is that there was a lot of friction between players. But this season, it seems like everyone's found teams that they're really vibing with. And there's smiles all round, which means on games like this, where you're going into potentially overtime number 3 is very much on the cards right now. Mm-hmm. As long as you can keep that mental up, if that starts to dip, if people start to get annoyed or tired, that is when you're going to have a bad time. That is going to be where mistakes happen. And not only mistakes going to happen, it's not going to be productive decisions and calls made off the back of them. So the fact that you can keep your energy high at this point as well is going to be what you need to take this the distance that it is inevitably going to go.
The distance it has reigned. I'm liking this from Piggy Kiki. This is a bit of a change up from the first half. Getting a lot more space away from the T's here very early on as she's made her way all the way out through B main. Kelsey looking to disrupt this. She's able to slip just through the cracks. Able to find Sevenlicious. Lots of damage. She's all the way to 1. The kill is good and the trade happens on the other side of the map. You can always count on Nopka for 1. Maybe even 2 here. She's able to catch Mira off guard.
Very likely. It's always a possibility. Mads charging on up here as well. And actually, they've managed to take this site without even really seeing the CTs. They've got to be careful because now B main is going to be dangerous. The Molotov to stop them. It's not going to stop, however, anybody jumping up. But the issue is Sevenlicious caught on the edge of it somehow. Now they pincer, they try and crunch back down on this site. Utility going over, hopefully trying to pen off anybody in connector, but Mads is ahead of it, but she's got enemies on all sides, and she doesn't have eyes in the back of her head. Nopka goes down as well, and Sunny P, the last to fall. The defuse comes on through and 18 is achieved.
Very clean retake with that. Utilized B main space that they caught very early in the round. Black Mold didn't even want to deal with that. They just smoked it off. They're like, all right, we're leaving. Let's enter in the site somewhere else. Let's do it a different way. Not just kind of went and bit them in the end.
Now, we're finally here. Map point once again.
We're here once again. How many times has this happened is really the question.
Well, 2 so far.
Yeah. This is the second
This is the
Anubis
third?
OT we've had. So, this
Touche. It is indeed. And Ghost Gaming, this is the longest they've played on Anubis. In fact, I think they've got more CT rounds on Anubis than they've played on this map in total combined this season. Kelsey, there's an immediate answer from Piggy Kiki. And now it's over towards main. They head that smoke, causing some issues. They're trying to set the smokes up for their own offensive, but actually choose just to back away here. Gonna head elsewhere. And as they rotate away, they've left Nopka just as this sort of buffer for their escape.
I like that. That is really good. That is a player that you can always count on getting a multi or at least one. So having them there to cut off the rotates, pretty smart. Ghost Gaming, though, they have not fully rotated off of A. This is not a free bomb site for them, and they still have to fight through just a bit more here, especially fight through Emily's op. They want to switch somewhere else. They're going through Temple. Nice one-tap for Mira, but the kill's only good for one. The trade comes through. They have the site, and effectively Ghost have moved away from it. Kiki, the only one close up. Oh, the spray's not good. Does get a bit of information for her team. Emily there to back her up from Heaven. Heaven? CT? CT Heaven?
I think so.
Boost? I don't know.
Too many different callouts on this map for the same thing, but Piggy Kiki had the opportunity to stop the plant, but wasn't able to here as well. Trying to run down this player in the corner, but Mad stays strong, and now Bungie just has to buy some time. Finds the first, the transfer for the second, and Ghost Gaming again unable to close this out. Still have map points. Still have a chance to close this out in OT number 2. But this is it, the final round. Do we go again? Do we finally have a victor? Just when one team looks like they're pulling ahead, just like it looks like they've found and struck gold, the other team, they switch it up, and it's the dynamic, it's the fancy footwork coming out here from Black Mold. The signature strat of go A, go B, go A. Actually, wait, go B again.
Exactly.
Alexi B would be proud.
Oh, yes. Wait to go B. Wait to go A. Peek me. It's working out so well for them. And Mads is able to find one, but Kiki has slipped the net and able to find one as well as Emily on the other side of the map. Lots of kills coming the way of Ghost Gaming. Black Mold, they're not going to just roll around and let this take it. Oh, Emily, she's on it. She has the op in her hands. She's on B site. She's making sure Black Mold is not there.
Yeah, this is it. The stars, they're starting to align here. Nobka has been incredible, but she's going to need to step up again. There's the first. Has the flash for the corner, and it's good. Forces them back so far, and the Molotovs, they go so deep. It means that they don't have to bother with this angle just yet. The smoke for mid gives them the ability to drop onto site here as well. That orb still very much in play. And with Nobka finding that kill as well, means that they can get the bomb down. I'd love to see her push up further, but Emily already here. That's a bullet straight to the chest. Sunny knows where the last is, and there's going to be an issue. Can't quite turn around in time, but Ghost, finally, they get it over the line. And it's 19-17 to close this out. Sighs of relief. Smiles still in the midst of all of this as well. And it's long, it's arduous, but they do indeed close out map number 1, stealing away their opponent's map pick.
You know what? An all-out brawl it was together as a team, cohesively. Black Mold, it felt a little bit puggier. So what do you do after you lose a pug? You get off. You don't play another one. So
No.
Oh,
No, you can't end on a loss, Apples. You can't end on a loss.
real. Okay. My bad.
See, the thing is, you're smart, Apples. You know when to cut your losses.
I say it in my brain, right? And then I'll be playing a game and I'm like, can't end it on a loss. And I'm like, and then if I win, I'm like, can't end it on a win. Can't feel this good about myself. So it's a doom spiral.
That sounds like something that we need to unpack in therapy after this inevitably goes to overtime as well. So, Black Mold versus Ghost, and it's a little bit chaotic. Look at the space already taken by Ghost Gaming. They've wrapped around, and actually, Black Mold, they've stacked this site, and they're aware of the possibility. Mira heading over through A, and they can actually now just crunch down on Heaven, of all places. The kills go back and forth, and it's 7licious with 2 to kick this off. Picky Kiki's got another, and there are kills in the interim to equalize this, but now Nopka last left alive. Immediately a bullet to the face. And that bomb's going to go down, trying to rush forward and stop it, but it's only going to be met by aggression. 7licious hears all, and she takes all names.
All of them. Almost all of them. Kiki is going to steal that kill from her just a little bit early in the round. But what a great way to start it off, Ghost Gaming, with all that map control, the space, and the smoke over Mini, keeping the CTs at bay, and Black Mold not wanting to really challenge it. Only Nopka getting a little bit frisky with a couple of kills, and playing it very slow so far on their CT side. I don't know if they were expecting Ghost Gaming to come right out of the bat with something that aggressive. Oh my god!
Kelsey's just become my favorite player ever.
What a start. What a start for this round. And Kelsey feeling great about herself there.
Has a good little, but also, that Zeus recharges now.
Mm-hmm.
Have we ever had a double Zeus kill in an ESL Impact game? In a single round? I want to see history made here.
I don't think from the same player. Who heard it? No one heard it. No one's near her. That's the recharge going off. And honestly, Black Mold, they are afraid of getting back onto this A site. They're just looking for space over towards lower. No one's rotated on. This is going to be a free site. You're going to get the bomb planted pretty soon here.
Yeah, 7licious gonna head back up just to clear some space, act as that buffer. And Mads has now got the Zeus, so I'm not 100% sure what the plan is here. She gonna hope that someone tries to exit through ramp, jump on their head, and electrocute them? Like Zeus herself? Oh, it's gonna happen. Oh,
she tried it. Oh, she's laughing. You see her laughing.
You gotta respect the hustle. But yeah, there we go. It's gonna be Ghost Gaming carving themselves a path out. Mira surviving what could have been a very close encounter with death personified. But Black
Mold,
like
they heard you. They're like, you know what?
It's like they did.
Waiting for it.
I accidentally left the script on the coffee table. That's my bad.
Oh, yeah, pick that up after yourself, Affinity.
There's the first one, yeah. That was round a corner as well.
Yeah.
I like it. I like to see the initiative being taken. Oh, Kelsey has taken a boatload of damage from somewhere. I love the HE onto the top of Silo there as well. 7licious going to be hurting, and the tag off, and it's so much damage. Ghost Gaming are being humbled a little bit here. 7licious has found that equalizing kill, but at the cost of a third of her HP as well. Mira outside, lurking and hiding. That smoke's going to fade on Garage soon, so has to be a little bit careful, but now contending with those players up in Heaven, but they slip and slide down in towards Secret. And Bungie, caught unaware, pants down out in the open. Mads does find the trade kill elsewhere, 3v3. And Nopka waiting. Hears so much sound, but not sure what to do with the information yet.
Yeah, kind of worried about this. At least Kelsey's rotated back down into lower, and what a swing from Piki Kiki. Elsie's able to do just a little bit, but you can even see there, little bit of team damage from the side of Black Mold. Man's now left in a very uncomfortable spot. 2 players looking at her. They know exactly where she is. Threw a little bit of a shot her way a bit ago. And when you're going against 2 AKs with the bomb already planted, how easy is this going to be able to retake?
Not very is the answer. I
Okay.
like the first kill. You've got to have some kind of knowledge that the other's there. There's a Molotov available if she wanted to throw this, but actually decides not worth the risk of getting caught with no gun in hands. Tries to take the fight dry, but is unable to do so. But the fact that she even gets 1 kill there, because as you said, they know where she is. They know she's on ramp. They throw that smoke in so she can't peek on the left-hand side. They funnel her directly into their line of sight, and she still walks away with the kill.
So walks away with it. Now walking into this round, just pistols and it looks like a nade stack. I always love seeing the outside nade stack, seeing how it rains down. Emily dropped down to 31. No kills granted from that, but that's going to be just a bit easier for the pistols to get antsy. A little bit more frenzified. Oh my gosh, 7licious with a nice tap. She has just been an incredible danger for Ghost Gaming so far, especially on Nuke.
10-0.
Ooh.
And we're not even 4 full rounds in yet. Oh, Kelsey with the Zeus again? She heard the footsteps. She's just gonna start crawling around here. If she gets a second one, I don't know how we contend with this. 7licious has to be a little bit careful because, of course, coming out through outside. But unfortunately, position given away. Ellie is going to be the one defending from afar. Mira, however, going to be the one that runs on down. And dare I say, maybe a little bit of disrespect going on here.
A little bit. Just a little eensy-weensy bit of disrespect. Ghost Gaming, after that last map, they're like, all right, we're bringing it to Nuke. This is the one that we chose to play on, and we're showing you why. 4 rounds in. 7licious 11-0 now. Like, whoa.
That's something else. But I think that kind of leans into a little bit of the... We played up a little bit, and I know the players do too. There's so much history between everybody on these teams, not only the 2 teams we're seeing today, but just within the region in general. It's some sort of weird ESL Impact family tumbleweed, isn't it? That a lot of people have played with everybody else. There's a lot of history, so you can see that everybody comes into each of these matches, puts their heart and their soul out on display and leaves everything in the server here. And sometimes that comes through as maybe a little bit of disrespect, but you can tell that they're passionate and you could tell that they care about this series. And Black Mold, I don't think they're going to stand for that. They've got the full armory out and they're going to want to come swinging back right at them.
Swinging they shall. 7licious has not been able to get sat down quite yet. Black Mold playing very aggressive. Napka very close up in lobby, is able to catch Ellie off guard with util in their hands. And there we go. The dominoes have fallen. Ghosts are just running it down into secret, trying to make sure that they're safe. Oh my gosh, a jumping at Mac 10 with a bit of damage. Emily with the instant trade, and Ghost Gaming, they are fighting at the footsteps over in ramp, trying to get onto this B site, but it's going to be a hard one to fight as Napka's already rotated in, along with 2 other team players.
Yeah, tough one. Molotov's gonna start running out soon. They're trying not to shoot each other, but they keep walking in front of the other. Molotov ends, and now suddenly you have to be very wary of both sides, and they have no idea where the other 2 players on this team are. Doors are wide open, so they don't even have that extra early warning system and noise cue. Piggy Kiki's found one, but really needs Emily to defend her. And is not able to do so. And there's Sunny cleaning up house and sweeping up shop, and Defuse comes on through. A round on the board early on now for Black Mold. The start they needed. We said they weren't going to sit there and accept all of the BM being thrown their way. They were going to put up a fight, and that they have. But it's costly.
Pretty costly, but you gotta do what you gotta do to be able to get the round win. If it means that you're dropping some players, you're gonna have to rebind to the next one. Could be able to drop some weapons on over, and that's exactly what they've done. Ghost Gaming, though, with their incredible round lead, are now able to fight back into this one. Utility, ooh, 7licious, not able to go into her comfort spot this early on. Molly just gonna slow her down just a bit, but it's just a CT, Molly. Don't have to fight too much into that.
Yeah, you really don't want to be walking into this. Piggy Kiki, however, walking into mid, not a care in the world, making her way downtown. And as the backup of Emily at red, they're not really going to be contested here. Pace a very stark change, and Sunny to Battle of the Orbs. Emily rounds the corner just a little too slowly. And so advantage given. 7licious, I'm not sure if that was the intent. But legs broken a little bit in the pursuit of greatness. And Mad sat on this door. They're going to clear her. No, they don't. It's messy. She gets one and a second. Big Kiki does trade. And look at that. Immediately straight up the Molotov to put some distance. Still alive her as well. Not because causing issues, but Piggy Kiki managed just to hold her at bay just long enough. But unfortunately, she is the final domino. And there's no other defense left.
Was costly this round and a little bit more costly this one, but AKs are picked up for the side of Black Mold, and it's looking a bit spicier for them. They've been able to descend onto it, kind of sit into some unexpected angles that Ghost Gaming have not been able to anticipate quite yet. Like, Mad should not have been able to get two there.
No. I think it speaks volumes to her as an individual. I love the shooting the kit off the edge there as well. Don't get to see that very often, but I like it. Mira trying to take the early heart control. Whilst her teammates, actually, they fan out and they start taking little bits of the map to themselves. Already down secret. Is not going to be met with anything at all, and she's been given free reign to roam wherever she damn well pleases. And there are players on ramps. There's going to be the noise cue given away. She spots one. Has to be a little bit wary, running slightly low on bullets, so going to have to reload at some point, especially with so many waiting in the wings.
But still, that's two players that she's dropped down into lower. Mad still on this Mustang angle. Flash out. She's able to get one and maybe even a second here. He's able to clean it out. Kelsey, oh, she's able to come out of the woodwork. She peeks on out of Mini and is able to get two. And that's it. Black Mold, they have completely dismantled anything that Ghost Gaming has been throwing at them. They're trying to get this map control, but the rotates are so quick.
There's a couple of bits here that I'm not particularly feeling bonita about. One being that Matt is on multiple occasions now being allowed to sit in these off angles, has been fully flashed, mind you. The whole full time that you are capable of being flashed, Matt has been fully blinded, right? And they haven't spotted her. They haven't been checking for any of these higher up angles, as you said, sat on Mustang, sat on the door on Hut. She's been able to get away with almost always one, but many times multi-kills when she's been fully blind, and it should have been the perfect opportunity. She was a sitting duck, right? She didn't even know she was a sitting duck. She can't see. So I'd love to see them just clear that up a little bit. Just having that quick little 1-2 check these angles, knowing that Mads likes to sit on them. I think that would just clean things up a little bit. And also the trade spacing from Ghost has been a little bit wonky at times here. They've not really been putting themselves in a good position to be able to back one another up here.
That's a nice find. Kelsey's already rotated in through vent. Lots of damage. It's going to be able to answer it back, but she's already down Dink to 5. She is in a very volatile position, but just like that, Napka's able to change the game. The bomb's not going to be able to get planted, and the nades are good. Oh, she gets out. Not able to pick up a rifle, and Bungie's gonna take it down one more notch. Once again, they're just not clearing clock. They're not clearing Mustang. They're running onto site. They feel like they're running out of time trying to get there, but they have to make sure that everything around them is also in tip-top shape. Granted, that was just a pistol round, just a save, but if you have these mistakes, these issues in pistols, it's going to come out during your full buy rounds as well.
Exactly, and it's what I mentioned. It's setting a precedent. I'm hoping, as you said, that they clear this up a little bit now that they have the guns out once more. And if you're going to be leaving it to the last minute, maybe just reevaluate. Maybe hit just a couple of seconds earlier so you give yourself the time and the ability to look. Bungie, I think, maybe a little bit surprised because somebody's just fallen in front of her. Lives to tell the tale, and Sevenlicious, the heroics, the daring deeds, not gonna pay off here. Nopka's taken so much space, and they're not ready for it. Mira's got one and a second as well, and there's nobody nearby to trade. Mira going for more, trying to find a way out, maybe to wrap outside, but it doesn't matter what she thought she was gonna do, because you have that backstop, you have the ever-ready, ever-present Nopka, ready to keep sort of a lid to stop anything boiling over here.
What a shot from Sunny P. What is that? Just jumping around. It's just getting caught on timings. They are starting to clear the spots that they need to, but Black Mold, as soon as they are getting shut down there, they're going to switch to something completely different. They're so dynamic on this map right now.
Our weird off-angle pug spots are better than your weird angle pug spots. Nopka with the nade. Her stats for nade kills this series has to be off the charts.
Yeah.
And there's more. Look at her.
Yeah, she drops down and Bungie's able to come in through J-Hall and clear it up. Just Black Mold, like I said, so dynamic. They are here and they're ready to make this a 3-map affair with how it has been going. That is 6 rounds in a row.
There was a single point of damage done onto a Black Mold player that round. Which, in all fairness, was probably done by a nade hitting them. I'm loving the switch up. This is great to see, albeit it is CT's side on Nuke. We do always have to give that little pinch of salt and mix that in with what we're saying. But the fact this is Ghost Gaming's map pick doesn't really fill a whole lot of confidence in Ghost Gaming. They've only played it once. It was 7-13 lost to Supernova, and it's the first time we're seeing Black Mold play this map.
Oh my gosh, just Sunny P and Mads able to take it down. Sevenlicious and Mirror with a 2-pronged attack, trying to come in through Hut, coming through Squeaky. Ellie, lots of damage onto Sunny as they just go out through safety, sitting in lobby. Bungie's still here though, still ready, able to find that, and Ellie falls down. They did get a bomb plant though, but a round win would have been so much better. It's impenetrable here for Black Mold. And Ghosts, they've been trying back and forth. They're like, all right, let's go secret. Okay, let's go lobby. Okay, let's go ramp. But it's just not all connecting there. Their spacing's off. Their headshots aren't there. Their spray pattern's a little bit wonky as well. It's not the same team that we saw on the last map.
No, it's not. And Black Mold, I love that there's beauty and there's patterns within the chaos. But you can tell that a lot of this is just individuals playing where they're comfortable playing, finding these picks, and then them figuring out what to do off the back of it. This isn't sort of a team that's played together for years, that knows the ins and outs of exactly where they should be on the map at any given time. This is just a lot of individual chaos coming together very beautifully in harmony. And it continues again. Mad slips down vent unnoticed. Sevenlicious stomping around. They managed to get themselves a lot of map control here, Ghost, but it's an illusion of control. Molotov goes in deep, but there's already players ready and waiting for her. Can hear everything. Sat in vent is Mads.
Yeah, East Side's open though. They just have a player up in heaven. They have really sink down over to that B site. Oh, Sunny Peak get caught on a timing, is able to get out just before the molly hits her. Sevenlicious is able to come out through Secret, is going to take care of that. That's a little bit of information. Now Black Mold, they're going to start coming in. The trades are just instant on either side of the map, and it's going to be a triple push in through Mini here.
Yeah, that timer's starting to get low. There's a kid on every single one of these players, but they got to get through Mirror first. They don't clear out Ellie, and Piggy Kiki stands there. It is 7-5 to end the half.
2 a.m. in the morning, and your anxiety's calling. You lay in your bed, but it feels like you're falling. Do you recognize that feeling? The demons under your ceiling, when everything hurts and nothing is healing. Yeah, I don't even wanna be awake, cause every second that I live is like a wasting. Can you help me start a replace all the memories that stand in my ways? You know what I really hate the most is that happens to me is like a ghost. It's so far away, I only wanna be okay. Tell me why should I stay away? If only dreaming can erase the pain. Tell me why should I waste another minute staying in this critical phase? I'm just praying for some better days. I'm just praying for some better days. I'm just praying for some better days. Some better days. Some better days. I'm just praying for some better days. It's too late in the evening. I should probably get some more sleep, but I just can't seem to set my mind at ease. I can find an escape. There are many doors I would take, but I can't make one of them become a way. So I'm drowning myself in the media, cause I don't wanna face what I'm fearing, yeah. I am scared of fighting this alone. I've tried to turn on the light, but my demons know how to hide. Lately there is just no end in sight. Tell me why should I stay away? If only dreaming can erase the pain. Tell me why should I waste another minute staying in this critical phase? I'm just praying for some better days. I'm just praying for some better days. I'm just praying for some better days. Some better days. Some better days. I'm just praying for some better days.
Still see things in my apartment. I really need places where your heart went. Traces of your life got me thinking maybe you love me, but that's just how it started. More things and problems that I don't need. Toothpaste, cigarettes, and heartbeat. Taught me to whisper when I'm sleeping, saying you love me, but that was just a daydream. Hearts on fire and hearts on wine. You were standing right in front of me. Museum of our lost time. Tomorrow we will rise.
Hello and welcome back, everybody. 5-7 is the scoreline going into our pistol round. They've been monumental. We've talked a lot about them, and Black Mold, it's their time to shine once again. Emily, an immediate chunk of health gone and has had to forgo outside control. Can see them slipping away down Secret now. But maybe to back away through ramp. But Sunny, is she expecting her to have pushed up to garage instead of playing with her team? The answer, not really.
They're still hanging around over here. They're taking this very slow. had shown their faces over to Emily, so expecting a bit of a rotate down, but Ghost Gaming, they are sticking to their guns. They're staying upper. Just one player going down is not because going to start going in through control. Sunny P up here just to take care of some of the rotates, but no one really giving her anything. At least not yet. Ooh, a fight on ramp could be able to get broken out here as Kelsey's looking to get some damage. A hefty nade, but the kill goes her way.
That's all you can ask for. You take that little chunk of damage in exchange for a huge pick that keeps ramp fully under her control. It means that it buys her teammates all of this space, all of this time. And actually, as she goes down, the Hydra, the next head grows back. And actually, Piggy Kiki takes this down as well. Now, one on either side that they're having to contend with. But they're trying to get this bomb down. And Mira's not going to let that happen. Mads from behind. It's flanks upon flanks.
Bomb's out on site. They can't go grab it. Oh, that's a nice one. Piki Kiki, 4 health versus 100. USP definitely going to have to challenge this, but Mads is hot on her tail, and she finds it.
You are not allowed to run away, she says. And I love that. I love the desperate, the frantic attempt to flee, but never turn your back on an armed opponent. But there we go. That is going to be the pistol round secured. And it's messy, but it's a job well done.
Pistols now. They are trading pistols.
They are. They've got to keep the stats the same. They both came into this with 66.7 win rate on T-side pistols, so gentleman's agreement, they have to walk away with the same stats. And actually walking away with stats, Kelsey's batting her own, but flashed and chooses to reload at the wrong second. Nopka's got one. Has to load a new magazine. Emily has managed to find one, almost a second, but Nopka lines 2 up, and Sunny's found another. Desperate to try to type the digits in at the end there, but beautiful conversion to be found.
Lots of money to be made as well. The MAC-10's going to be farming up a lot of cash for them. Didn't really bring it too many on over to the other side. Oh, apples?
Do you see what I see?
What do I see? An XM.
On Piggy Kiki, yes.
XM into hut. XM into hut.
XM into hut.
XM into hut.
Into hut. We will XM.
Oh, you don't even need that when Sevalicious is sharp shooting her way through to Sunny P. Kelsey trying to pick up the fray, and that's the XM. It's activated.
Unfortunately, it is not in a great situation to contribute too much more to this, but I don't think it might even be needed. Ellie's got one. And do you even follow up with that one as they try to push down ramp and find a follow-up kill, find some space? They play dangerously into Emily's hand, but she moves away at just the wrong second to punish this.
This is a tricky angle. If Mads can get a little bit taken off guard, and that's a lot of damage that Ellie's able to do on her. Is going to be able to move around, repopulate around. Ellie's able to grab another one. That's a double here for this round. Bungie just wants to pick this up. Is able to maybe retrieve the bomb. The kill is good for her. Someone's right behind her, and as Emily goes scheming, able to keep these weapons, able to keep a lot of it, and an AK picked up. Feel like that XM has to sing just a bit more. We only saw one. I want more.
I need more. I need more. And I'm so here for it. As you said, the first kill, it's maybe just the energy, the spirit of the XM with that kill towards her. But it is an XM kill with the assist of team damage here, which I think adds to the chaos. But we might get to see it again. But now that they know it's in play, and I don't think they think that it has been switched up. I don't know what weapon would have been exchanged for, is probably the conversation that they're having as well. So nothing but these deagles.
Might as well sit on top of hut there with it.
It's not exactly a space-taking weapon. So if they lose sight, unfortunately Piggy Kiki is, I don't want to say nigh on useless with this weapon, but it's certainly not going to be contributing. Yeah. Well, I think you can. I just don't think it's successful, and usually my teammates would yell at me if I did that, so I wouldn't advise it. If I do it, don't do it.
Yeah, there's a reason why we're talking about it and not playing.
Exactly. Those that can't do end up
Talk. Those who
casting
can't cast.
NA at 2:30 in the morning. Ellie with 1 is immediately traded back here. Mira's gonna hop on down and they're gonna have heard that crunch there. Molotov to put some space so that she's not overwhelmed. But they are gonna head down Secret, and this is what we talked about. Sevenlicious needs to find this pick actually. Mira pokes her head on out. And Emily spins around, swivels, gets a second, and Kelsey, there is a trade with the FAMAS now upgraded. Is this it? Is this the XM's big moment? It's not, because it's Mira's.
It is Mira's. Oh no, it is the XM! And able to get an AK pickup from that. That's something that you will always smile about. An XM kill from the other side of sight there from Piggy Kiki.
It's a sniper.
It's
listed as
That's
a
what
shotgun,
Fox
but it's
says.
actually a sniper.
Fox says the Nova is a pocket op.
And I mean, Fox is one of the best AWPers in the region, if not in all of ESL Impact. So, you know what? I trust the AWPer's word about it being an AWP.
Ooh, all of ESL Impact.
Well, I mean, she's up
saying
there.
more
Have you
than
seen the
Ana.
stats? I'm not saying more than Ana. I said she's up there. I didn't say number 1. I didn't say she sat on the throne. I'm not sacrilegious.
My bad. I apologize. They're just dropping like flies here. Black Mold with these spacings, and the headshots are so good from Sevenlicious. Mira following it up with one of her own. They're just running away to safety, just trying to get down into Secret, but there's still players here lying in wait. Ellie looking to get a little bit more kills onto that stat line. Hasn't been too good for her, but has really come alive over on CT side.
Yeah, this is an interesting situation. Do they expect Sevenlicious as far back as she is? What a smoke. Well, they think is covering it. They're having a look.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Just with that sneeze, she's able to get a kill. Napka with a little bit of a burst fire with the Galil. It's going to be hard to save this. It's going to be hard to fight through it. Emily's already on the prowl, making sure she can't come in through J-Hall. She's hiding away. She's not giving her any space, nothing, no information. She's going to peek right into Emily. A little bit of a dink, but honestly, even then, they are playing it so well here, and it looks like the gap is starting to close. Ghost Gaming coming alive on their CT side.
This is exactly what we saw on map number 1. We saw a difference in rounds, and then we saw no difference in rounds, and they continued back and forth for a long time here. And Ghost Gaming finally getting a chance to showcase the depth of their fundamentals on Nuke. CT side was rough for them, but now look at this. Mira, another opening pick. Black Mold, they were so good for openers on map number 1, and this time they can't find anything. They peek one by one, and they might only find a kill here off the back of Sevenlicious running out of ammo.
Emily's there to help her out. Oh, the USP kill. It's good. It's not a USP kill. It's actually stolen from her. But you need that team play. You need to have everyone rotating around. All right, the last person's here. All right, let me peek out through heaven. Let me go and just push outside, and all able to conjoin around. Deagle's not able to do any damage to Ghost Gaming. Maybe just a bit on the armor. But no fancy kills for Black Mold, and we have a tied game here.
Yep, tied up once again. This is only map number 2. This has been a tale as old, I say a tale as old as time, but tale as old as this series, which is starting to feel like as... You've got a much better singing voice. I don't want to subject people to that, but...
Oh, I do not have
this
a
is
good
magical.
singing voice. You were lying. Lies.
One day people will hear me do karaoke, and that will be the heat death of the universe. Talking of the heat death of the universe, Emily is bringing that about now as Black Mold torn limb from limb.
Mollied off the angle, but she's so good for it. Yeah. Oh, almost a third. Unscopes instead of shoots. That's 2 there for ramp, and Bungie's trying to find some elsewhere. Still, the mid-rounds feel a little slow here for Black Mold, just waiting for a couple of kills, and Pikiki is able to shut that down. Where do you go from here? When Mira's, got caught on a little bit of a ladder. It's a bit of an entry in. That's a little bit of some information, and recalibrate their system, make it go through J Hall. There's already 2 players down lower. Only Kiki here to defend the lone A site, and she's at 8 HP.
Yeah, the most that you could really expect here. It'd be nice to get a kill, but with 8 HP solo defending a site, all you can hope to be is that canary. You know, the final warning. Your death being the signal of all that is to come. And Mads, there is executed point blank range as Nopka gets the bomb down, and Sevenlicious running up the vents, silently working her way through. Ellie trying to take some of the heat off, buy her the space just to get through the ladder. And actually the smoke is just about going to hide them, but Nopka backside. They can peek off of each other. And there it is, not expecting it, jumps on out. There's one, Ellie with another, taps it, baits out Mads, but the issue is she doesn't know where anything is, and a 10th round double digits secured, but it is close.
Very, very close, and not even enough to get a real full buy for that side. They're going to have to go in with Galils and some AKs. Just not wanted. Oh, my Scout's coming out. Scout's on Nuke. Scout plus Nuke. Name a better duo. Name a better duo.
XM plus Nuke.
Hut.
But I might be biased. Don't tell anyone that I'm biased. I'm not biased for a team or a player. I'm just biased for a good shotgun. But I think you're right.
Ooh, sorry, go ahead.
Sunny P and the Scout is an iconic combo.
Mm-hmm.
We saw the shenanigans on the previous map. We saw that little nice headshot in mid. Spiraled around out of control very quickly. If anyone can do it, it's her, and Sevenlicious unfortunately might be walking into harm's way. Unfortunately, missed shot on this one. The flashbang does disorientate just long enough for an escape route to appear. And Ellie now challenged over on ramp, gets one. Matt doesn't seem to be looking at where the player that just killed her teammate is, and goes down subsequently. And sometimes spatial awareness, you get lost in the heat of the moment. Kelsey trying to figure out how to piece this together. Sunny P does find one with the iconic Scout, but is about to take the sniper rifle head to head, and is at a distinct disadvantage, but this time actually backed away. She gets to position herself. Ready for the fight. Does she go for it?
Already getting pushed. She's already getting pushed over in lobby. Just the time is ticking, and Ghost is so good with just pinching in when there's like 1 or 2 players just left. They know the location. Lots of just options are limited once you just run down the clock. Did not see that Ellie 3K. Ellie 3K.
Ellie 3K. We say we didn't see the Ellie 3K. We've seen so many Ellie highlights that they all just sort of blur into one sometimes. But yeah, a little bit of a slower map for her, but stepping up absolutely when needed.
Mm-hmm. Pistols once again for Black Mold, and the smokes are their only safety call. Little bit of damage, but look at this. Ghosts are rotated in. They're ready for this. They have no utility on the side of Black Mold, no flashes. They have to go just with their bodies, and we've seen it before. They peek one by one here a lot of the time. They have to make sure they're going as a unit. Well, this is the time to flash.
I was gonna say, talking about going as a unit, they may go down together as a unit, but the flash is too deep to blind them, and they swarm like a group of locusts. They plague this site, and they've got that bomb down. Devastation follows, and now Ghost Gaming, do you even attempt this? Mads taken away by her own teammate, I think.
All right. A little bit of information, I would say. Oh, and that's a huge nade. That's an opener for Nira to get onto the site. Sevenlish is going to start disrupting all the players hiding over in secret. Mira along with it. Sunny P and Nopka have to do a lot with these pistols, but they fall just as quickly as I say their names. Defuse comes in. A little bit of an interesting decision-making spot for Black Mold there, but they got the bomb plant. They have the money. They can buy into this one. Full AKs, no op out for Sunny P. She has to go to that weapon. She has to go to the AK. See if she's able to do it. I mean, honestly, if you're good with the scout, buy the scout. You don't need to go AK, but if you are just trying to get these raw rounds done, might as well just go with something that you know you can kill with. You know it'll be a little bit easier to finish it off.
I was gonna say both are one-shot headshots, so
Yeah.
if you're going for headshot only speedrun percent, you know, both are good options. You save a little bit of money, you could go into the util a little bit more heavily, but no, the AK is definitely the shout here. They're struggling to get down secret, even with the wall of smokes, but there we are. Bungie gonna be the first point of contact, the tip of the spear. Amira, so much damage through the smoke and Ellie. We talked about well-timed nades. The flash went too deep this time, but HE grenade will not fare the same weakness.
Oh, this crossfire. And now the nade comes out. Ellie and Sevenlicious, they're all just walking straight into a blender. 4 players down. Mads left alone. Just of a lurk roll. Do something upper, gets caught on another boost that she would probably be doing if she was on CT side.
The black mold smoothie, as they've been put through the blender. I'm not sure I'd drink it,
No.
but it's definitely got a ring to it.
Black mold
But
smoothie.
also, Black Mold versus Ghost Gaming. We've got the battle of the edgy names here.
Ghost. Ooh, spooky.
They are the Grim Reapers that will be putting a halt to Black Mold's, well, I say nigh on flawless run. They have lost that one series last week. A little bit of an unfortunate one, and they're definitely looking a lot cleaner now than they did back then. We talked about them patching up a couple of issues, but also a lot of what caused them the loss last week was small, silly little mistakes. This time around, there's moments where we're seeing that it is just sort of a core fundamental issue with being this less experienced team with a puggier style. Is that you can be amazing, but if you're not winning every single aim duel, sort of very empathy style, not having the same depth of strat book is going to be your undoing. But we talked about it. There's the opening pick. They win that one out. Mira waiting. They don't expect her to be as pushed up as she is. There's a bit of a faux pas, but 4-4 even on the scoreboard.
Oh, a little bit of information gained there for Kelsey. And Mira almost getting caught out of that. Able to switch on over to another AK. Does someone have a Zeus? Did I just hear a Zeus? Could be crazy. There's so many noises on the maps. They always update them.
It could be, but we've got so many people with pistols as well. Who knows?
Who really knows? Emily just holding down this sight line outside.
Time is going to be a little bit of a worry.
Mira is so good for it on 21 health. Able to find one. Sevenlicious follows it up. All down to Nopka in the end, and she's just retreating to this B site for safety. Ellie is here. The headshot is good, and Ghosts take it. No OT for this map. Nuke is theirs. 13-10 in the victory. The series is theirs as well. A nice 2-0 from them. Little bit harder to get that first map away, but you know what? Congratulations to them.